Hello everyone, Charles here to share with you about excellent Asian films. Today I want to recommend the Hong Kong film Comrades, Almost a Love Story, which was released in 1996. In 1986, a train brings Li Xiaojun, a young man from Tianjin, to Hong Kong. He hopes to make enough money here to bring his fiancée Xiaoting, who is currently at Tianjin, to Hong Kong as well. Xiaojun stays at his aunt's house and finds a job delivering goods to restaurants. During the day, he rides his bicycle around the city to make deliveries. At night, he writes to Xiaoting to tell her how much he misses her. Because of the huge difference in living standards between the Chinese mainland and Hong Kong at the time, Li Xiaojun is curious about everything that he sees. The first time he orders food at a McDonald's, he is ridiculed because he does not speak English. While he is at the McDonald's, he meets Li Qiao, who is working there. Li Qiao is from Guangzhou, and she dreams to make enough money to buy a house for herself in Hong Kong, as well as a house for her mother back home. Li Qiao suggests Xiaojun to enroll in an English course so that he can get better job opportunities in the future. However, Li Qiao is actually trying to earn a commission from the English tutoring agency. Li Qiao can't afford to pay for the classes herself. She works part-time as a cleaner at the English tutoring agency, following the teachers while mopping the floor in the classroom to learn to speak English for free. Once, after class, Xiaojun offers to drive Li Qiao home. Li Qiao thinks Xiaojun has a car, only to find out that he actually only has a bicycle. Xiaojun happily rides through the streets with Li Qiao sitting in the back seat. At this moment, the famous singer Teresa Tang's song, Sweet Honey, can be heard coming from a nearby store, and Xiaojun and Li Qiao begin singing along to the song. Li Qiao gets another part-time job at a flower store, and she asks Xiaojun to help her deliver flowers to customers for free. Xiaojun doesn't mind and helps Li Qiao make as much money as possible. In order to make more money, Li Qiao and Xiaojun rent a stall with all their savings on New Year's Eve to sell Teresa Tang's cassette tapes, but unfortunately, not many people came to buy them. They go to Xiaojun's house to cook dumplings together as the New Year's reunion meal. They develop feelings for each other, but cannot fall entirely in love because Li Qiao thinks Xiaojun is too poor, and Xiaojun still has a fiancée Xiaoting in his hometown. Although they date often, Li Qiao defines their relationship as only a friendship. Li Qiao takes out a loan to speculate in stocks, but the stock market plunges and she not only loses all of her money, but also owes usury. In order to earn money to pay off the loan, Li Qiao has to work in a massage parlor and meets a customer named Bao, who is the leader of a gang. He likes Li Qiao very much and adds a tattoo of Mickey Mouse on his back to make Li Qiao happy. Xiaojun takes Li Qiao to a jewelry store and buys a pair of matching bracelets, one for each of them. This act makes Li Qiao explode, since she doesn't know whether she is Xiaojun's friend or lover. She says to Xiaojun, "The purpose of me coming to Hong Kong is not you, and the purpose of you coming to Hong Kong is not me." Then they separate. By 1990, Xiaojun has become a chef in a restaurant, and he finally brings Xiaoting to Hong Kong for their wedding, fulfilling a dream he has had for years. Li Qiao attends the wedding as a guest along with Bao. Li Qiao is now in the real estate business, and she meets Xiaojun and Xiaoting, who are looking to buy a house, and introduces Xiaoting to become a dance teacher at a studio. Once, Xiaojun meets Teresa Tang by chance, and gets Teresa Tang's autograph for Li Qiao. Reunited again, Xiaojun and Li Qiao rekindle their old feelings. They decide to make this relationship official. Xiaojun is ready to tell Xiaoting the truth, and Li Qiao is also ready to leave Bao. However, Bao is being chased by his enemies and plans to flee Hong Kong overnight. Li Qiao cannot bear to leave Bao at this time and chooses to go with him. Xiaojun waits all night on the beach with an umbrella, but Li Qiao does not return. He still tells the truth to Xiaoting, proposes to break up, and leaves all of his property to Xiaoting. Xiaojun goes to New York to join his restaurant's boss, who is starting another restaurant in New York's Chinatown. Li Qiao and Bao come to New York, and they plan to buy a house in Chinatown to settle down. One day, a group of thugs rob Bao, but Bao resists and is shot. Because of Bao's death, Li Qiao also loses her legal residency status and is about to be deported by the police. Sitting in the police car, Li Qiao suddenly sees Xiaojun riding a bicycle. Although she desperately tries to catch up to him, the two miss each other. However, as a result, Li Qiao also escapes from the police and stays in New York, becoming a tour guide for Chinese tourists. In 1995, Li Qiao finally receives her green card and is ready to return to China to visit her family. The TV in the store is broadcasting the news of Teresa Tang's death, and Li Qiao can't help but stop and stand in front of the window to watch. When the song Sweet Honey starts, Li Qiao turns her head to see a man beside her and finds Xiaojun, who's also watching the news on TV. They do not speak and just smile at each other. At the end of the movie, a flashback brings us to the train Xiaojun took to Hong Kong 10 years ago. It turns out that on the same day, Li Qiao also took the same train to Hong Kong, and they both started on their journey to pursue their dreams. The film has an open ending. How will these two people continue their story from the past? There is love in Almost a Love Story, but there is also something deeper than love. It is not just the story of Xiaojun and Li Qiao. Their experiences reflect the lives of an entire generation of Chinese people who made their way to Hong Kong and the United States in the decade before the handover of Hong Kong, showing how new immigrants struggled to integrate into the local communities in a foreign land and the cultural shock they had to face. Despite the twists and turns of fate, Xiaojun and Li Qiao work hard to live their lives to the fullest. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.